So we are at 9:15. I believe let's go ahead and get started. All right. So welcome everyone. I'm Sushil Prasad. I'm the workshop chair and also coordinator for the Cedar Center. I wanted to first of all start with a big thank you to all the organizers, all the authors who have submitted and who are here to present, and then also the speakers among those authors. Our program chair was David Bunde, and then he's right here, Knox College. Very well done, David. Also, David Brown, he served as the vice chair, and then Tia from the last year, she was the past chair. And also we have various folks who served in other category, other positions. Proceeding chair, we have Satish Puri, Martina Bernas as poster chair, and also the organizing committee. Some of the organizing committee members are here already. So also we'll have a keynote by David Albonesi from Cornell. I really appreciate that. I just want to summarize very briefly what the future events are, and also about TCPP curriculum. We'll have a presentation in the afternoon. So the next workshops, two of them are notable. We'll have a summer training workshop as before. It's being organized by Tennessee Tech. It would be for a week in August 9 through 13. And there would be a stipend for $5,000 per participant. And then of course, we'll have the EduHPC at Supercomputing. This would be on Sunday, November 14. So you can mark your calendar. We also want to thank our sponsors. National Science Foundation has been supporting various events through multiple grants, and of course, Intel and IEEE TCPP. Very briefly on the NSF sponsored TCPP curriculum initiative. We have revised that, and there's a beta version that was released last November that was at EduHPC. There were three aspects around which this revision was done, among other things. So energy, big data, and distributed computing. Also, we looked at some pervasive computing topics. You can listen to all of this in more detail during our session in the afternoon at 1:35 p.m. Pacific. There are some companion activities that we are now engaging through another grant through NSF. So exemplars of various kinds, topics, courses, and curriculum, updating the courseware repository. We also want to focus more on this computer engineering oriented TCPP curriculum as opposed to just computer science. And also another effort would be to look at competencies based revision through knowledge, skills, and attitudes. There's another parallel activity that has been ongoing for the last 2 years. This is about planning for an institute. There were 5 workshops that have been planned. 4 have already been conducted. We just finished one this March. Last 3 have been online, looking at various stakeholders, what the issues are, planning of various kinds. And finally, we'll have one in September, more of a reporting out to NSF. There are various opportunities for everyone to participate. Definitely the feedback for the curriculum is one key thing. And there are also resources available. So we have this book series. There are 2 volumes that are out, about 40,000 free downloads that have been done. We are also planning for the 3rd volume about experience of adopters, exemplars, and resources. We do have Cedar heterogeneous cluster now updated with Hadoop and Spark. So definitely ask for class accounts as you are trying to teach in summer and in fall. And as before, we are continuing with our JPDC special issues. The idea is to really look at EduPar like this workshop and in previous workshops, and invite the authors and also public at large who are working in this area to update the community with journal quality submissions. So we had 2, and the current one is being finally updated. All right, so let me hand this over now to our program chair, David Bunde. David.
Hi there. So see that works smoothly. Yeah, so I guess I should also say thank you. Sushil did a very good round there, but this definitely is a very group effort. There's a lot of people that have contributed So thanks everybody. So here's sort of what we're going to do. So I put the times in. I did not put in the breaks. So we did try to put between every sort of session, there's a little bit of a break. Most of these are very short. They're like, 5 or 10 minute kind of breaks. But just, you should get up and stretch, and just so you're not sitting in front of the Zoom all day. But we do have a really exciting program, and there's going to be lots of cool stuff. Sushil mentioned the keynote, so that's our next thing. And then we got 3 paper sessions, each of which is kind of grouped around sort of an area, right? Sort of essentially a size of the material they're covering. I did want to talk about the community announcement. So that's a new thing we're trying out this term, or this, too much teaching. We're trying out this conference. And so the idea is people that are working on things, you can advertise, come to my website and use my modules, come to a workshop that we're holding, that kind of thing. And so, we're definitely experimenting, but it's going to be sort of lightning talks with, short announcements. And then we also have the update with the TCP curriculum. So Sushil was just sort of introducing that, but we're actually going to have a sort of extended sort of introduction discussion. And then we also have a poster session as well. So there's lots and lots of good stuff. I hope everybody enjoys it. It was a lot of fun to put together. The one thing I do want, so I'm plugging the community announcements. We actually still have slots. So if you want to do a talk, you can still get in. You email me and let me know that you're going to do it, and then send me slides as soon as possible. The idea is these are short talks, right? 2 to 3 minutes. We might be able to go a little bit over, depending on time, but the idea is that they're advertisements. You're not actually presenting too much detail. And then logistic wise, right? So we're going to do for each of the paper sessions, we're going to do the questions at the end. So all of the speakers will give their presentations, and then we'll do questions at the end. Hopefully everyone's set so you're muted. But so if you have questions, just type them into the chat. You can do those as you get the questions, or you can do it kind of during the question time. Each session is going to have a session chair who's going to keep track of kind of the time and that sort of stuff, and also a Q&A chair. And so the Q&A chair is going to watch the chat and read off the questions that have come in. So hopefully, we did this last year and it worked pretty well. So hopefully it will still work. We're also doing a little bit of an experiment having the posters, right? Obviously we don't have posters, right? There's no room to have posters in. But we're going to do, each of the posters has its own breakout room. And so each of the posters presenters will have their own room. And so the idea is you can go around just like a poster session, right? You can go around and talk to people, and they will show you, their poster within that room. Okay, and so please do take advantage of that. This is the future EduPar papers in some sense, right? These are the things that are works in progress that people are excited about sharing. And then like I said, I've set it so everyone's muted, but if we ever do unmute, you can please do stay muted. That's distracting if people are, we hear background noise. And I totally understand, because we might hear my dog or my kids later at some point. So it's something that happens, but we need to try to minimize that. Okay, so that is all I had. I guess we should stall for a couple minutes so that we don't get ahead of schedule. But we're going to go into the keynote next.